sitting on Coca-Cola box. He's got bored with it though, so it's all right. The ambient mic has a small chart with a horn right next to it, so you may hear the horn a lot during the race. Though luckily, he's now got the same problem I had. We were trying to do some horn work earlier. It stopped working. Honk, 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 honk. Valentiberg, Kalmsi, Nalakui, Maya Hyman, they're away already. That's a quick start. Valenti already has a lead of several yards. Into the hot race corner for the first time. It is Berg in second. Looks like third is Nalakau, and Kalmsi's box down to fourth. We'll come back to Valenti later. Let's concentrate. That's it. That's right. So we have now Berg from Nalakau. Berg in the all-white car, Nalakau in green and orange, and trying to fly over and get past him there was Pele Kalmsi. They come to complete the first lap of a 45-minute race. Probably 4 or 5 stops, depending whether they're only 9 or 7.5 minutes. It's supposed to be quite a thirsty track, this, with the large areas of wide open throttle as they go around the track, and Kalmsi gets past Nalakawi there quite nicely on that inside run. There are areas we can pick up grip coming into the under the bridge with the patio section where you certainly can make some gains. Liam Morel going through the frame there, doing a bit of emergency. No, actually, Valenti's not as far ahead. So Valenti's made a small mistake, and his lead has not increased as much as you would think it would. This lap was Pele at 39.1. And he's trying to catch up to the Swede Hampus Berg. So Berg now in the white car, comes in the green and white. They are now clearing away in second and third. They've just managed to drop Michael Nalakawi, but they're also not really gaining particularly on the man who is Leonardo Valente. So that time round, 39.4 for Hampus Berg, 39.2 for Kalmsi, 39.4 for Valenti. So Valenti lead only 1.5 seconds still. Oh, well, suddenly Berg got a slight problem under the bridge and just lost momentum, and Kalmsi whipped past him there. So Kalmsi now in second and almost instantly gapping Berg. Don't know where Hampus slightly put himself off there, but he's lost a second and a half or so just as he got past. Valenti's not streaking away at the moment. Valenti leads another lap, 38.8, 38.4. So Kalmsi is the fastest person on the track at the moment. So this is a turn for books. It may well be that for the hour final, Valenti's put on a different tyre. Slightly 45-minute final, sorry. It's a 45-minute final. He's put on a different tyre as Kalmsi makes that mistake that blows all the good work of the first 3 minutes away. So Valente driving within himself, but will expand his lead again. May well be looking at perhaps a more conservative tyre. Now he has to run 45 minutes. We're with Hampus Berg, who's got back into second again. Valente not in the same shot. We've been in the shot in the second. Nope, already cleared through. He's done a 38.6. 39 flat for Berg. So the lead is now 4.1 seconds, mostly because Kalmsi threw it off the track. So Valenti now just doing what he needs to do. Now Cowie fourth, Meyer fifth, Quaglia, who flamed out in his semi-final, but then still managed to scratch onto the back of the qualifiers. He's running in sixth. And then Adam Fikri all the way from Malaysia in seventh. So that's a good result for Adam, if he can hold it that way, because there are still 41 minutes and 12 seconds to go. So Kalmsi's managed to make an absolute haulix. He's dropped about 5 or 6 seconds back behind Berg. And Berg lost another 0.3 of a second that time round. Kalmsi has lost another place, in fact. So Kalmsi is having a second bad luck and now drops into fourth. You really can't afford to do that when you've got someone who's metronomically putting out decent times, which is exactly what is happening with our leader, who's now several corners ahead of Kalmsi. As Berg comes up to do a bit of lappery. Let's just stop and wait for the next car along in this train, which is the green and orange car. So back one more. So that is the car in third place of Michael Nalakawi. Still, we're still just settling down. Not quite 5 minutes yet. Plenty to go. Nalakawi behind a white car, but that white car is not Hampersberg. Hampersberg, of course, does not have an orange wing. Oh, Andrews Meyer fell off the bridge, which is not a clever thing to do. It's not a car who Meyer was behind. Carlton's going backwards at the rate of knots at the moment. A bit of position there, but he's not really found the pace up beforehand. And he's 6.5 seconds behind the man we're with and in fourth place. So he's got a real catch-up job to do. To give you an idea, Valenti is about to complete his lap now. You can see where third place Nalakawi is, but 7 seconds further back to Kamsi. Berg stays in second, loses 0.6, goes to 7.1 behind Valente. Michael Nalakawi across the line, almost identical in lap time to Berg. Kamsi does a 39.5, so about 3/10. So he is, when he's running, about the fastest guy. Nalakawi here. Let's drop back to Kamsi, who's the green car. He's car number 2. There we go. He's gone past you. So Pele. We're 8 minutes down. So the first pit of fuel stops will be happening pretty soon. Probably they're going to try, they can, stretch into around 9. Sort of 7 minutes gone. So comes he'll cross this and he'll click in at about 7:25, 7:30. So he's going to stop on 7:30. You come in the pits now, and he has. So he's a 7:30er. Before he hops out again. So Valenti still leads. Berg's second. That lead is just 2 seconds. So Valenti stopped for fuel. And Berg has not, as he came round at the end of the last lap. Let's see. Where is Valente? So second and third are right together now, about to go underneath the bridge. And there is Berg in second and third, which is Nalakawi, so that gap's come down. I'm not sure whether Nalakawi stopped or not, whether that's a natural, oh blimey, that's not even the track, whether it's even a natural, they've condensed up because of different pit stop strategies. Let's see if Nalakawi comes in this time. No, okay, so either he has made a natural gain on Berg, who made a mistake as well as a pit stop. They both had long laps last time, but Berg was 3 seconds longer, so I think actually they did both stop last time, but Berg just had a worse out lap. And okay, did make a mistake, as we saw, going too wide in the corner that comes after this Infinity tabletop. There's a triple, double, single. Valenti's lead just 6 seconds. It's just, surprising. He's often You know, we've gone past the length of the qualifiers. The qualifiers were only 6 minutes, and often he was 10, 15 seconds ahead after 6 minutes. So to be just 7 seconds ahead after the first 10 minutes, that's quite surprising. So, the third place man is on our screen. He's got he's in 4. Oh, that's, well, he got away with that, didn't he? He was all sideways, up, down, round and round and back again, but he managed to land a 4 wheels. I mean, again, there's a bit overshooting here. I don't know how he's just making a mistake, or perhaps his brakes aren't working, perhaps he's locking the front end up, and that doesn't help him. One bit of track that's looking a little bit dug out is that hairpin going onto the main straight, or the start-finish straight, should I say. This is the main straight. Whee! And powering down to the hot race hairpin. Plenty easing out. Maybe picked up a couple of tenths there. Pele's getting closer. Pele's about 3 seconds behind the car with now, which is the third place man of Nella Cowie. You might see him in the background. He's made a mistake again. And Valente pulls another 0.3 of a second on that lap. Nella Cowie 39.1. That's actually on the pace of the leader, but there's a long way behind. He's a long way behind, and Kamsi lost a second that time. So, kind of an ebb and a flow between all the people in the top 4, apart from Leonardo Valente, the Italian, who's just gradually, and it is gradually, not very quickly as we were expecting, just gradually pulling away from the field. Lapping there, I think that was Visor he just lapped there. Cowie in third. It comes to getting closer for those. 4 seconds last time. Well, Leonardo Valente has made a big mistake. Cowie stopped again after 12 minutes. He's just going to 44.7. They 2 seconds ahead of Kamsi. So 2 seconds ahead of Berg. Let's spend some time with our leader. He's about to cross start finish in about 3 or 4 seconds time with the Italian flag coloured car. There we go. There's Leonardo Valente. S-Works engine, S-Works chassis, Reds engine. We did a little feature on Mario Rossi from Reds in the RCGP section of the races earlier, and that's a sort of a tight edit. It includes him taking the engine apart, showing us all the constituent parts of a two-stroke, or a nitro-stroke, engine. But that was a very much condensed version of a 15-minute chat we had, and that whole chat will go on up on the RCGP Facebook and YouTube page between now and the next round in Italia. So clean lap there for Valente. Lots of corrections on the wheels. He's quite a wheel waggler, isn't he? He likes a bit of a wheel waggle. He sweeps round up over the 2 parts of the triple. Managed to gap Berg again now. The distance is about 6 seconds. So right, Valente now coming out and away. Berg though is not as far away from Cowie. Let's drop back to Berg, the white car, as we get close to second stops. There's Berg going around the hot race hairpin now, and he really isn't that far ahead of Michael Nalakawi, who's certainly now moving forward. The Kalmsey is dropping back, so it looks like Nalakawi's found some pace and the others haven't. Nalakawi now, as you can see in the background of the shot, as Berg goes through. It's not that next car. It's 2 cars back, but that's now is the next car because the car behind him has just let him through. So this could get quite interesting quite quickly. Especially as Berg's gone for fuel. Will Nalakawi sweep past? No, so they've both gone for fuel at the same time. I haven't seen Kalmsey as well, so all 3 of them have gone for fuel. Out comes Berg. Looks like Nalakawi's had a bit of a bad stop actually, so that's absolutely stymied him. In fact, he's now behind Kalmsey, so a bad stop. We can drop back 1 car, which is a bit of a gap, and that will be Kalmsey, who now, after that set of stops, moves into 3rd because Nalakawi had a bit of a nightmare and just got stuck whilst fueling, so he lost what was a lead of 4 seconds. And so basically he had a 5-second mistake or problem or flame, unlikely flame to restart in 5 seconds. We had enough of a problem to lose 5 seconds to Kalmsey during the pit stop, and that puts the Dane into 3rd place. Can he now just, that was convenient, wasn't it? He rolled, he was facing the wrong way, and someone kind of pit punted him in the right direction again. So that's a definition of bad luck, good luck, isn't it, really? You're facing the wrong way. Oh, I'm in the wall. What am I going to do? I get miles. No, the car comes right out of the pit and pungs you brake in the right direction again. So, Kalmsey drops back to 4th again. And he's really not seemed to be able to replicate the consistency of form that he had in the Philippines. There's just too many mistakes, and my feeling is he's just trying to edge an extra 5% that's perhaps not in the car or not in him, because he's feeling the pressure from Valente, who's relentless at the front. I mean, he's made a couple of mistakes, never lost the lead, and has effortlessly edged the lead back out to 8 seconds, and that was after a fuel stop. So we can see Kalmsey about to lap a car, hopefully. That's his target there now. Goes slidey turny down the exit ramp of the bridge. They come through, and it's another lap completed, and we are now 18 minutes down. Oh, some of them are. Some of them are still turning the 6th into the 17th minute. 24 laps in the books for the leaders. So this battle between Kalmsey and Michael Nalakawi is by far the closest on the track. Just 1.3 seconds between them, as it was last time round. It hasn't got any more. In fact, it hasn't got any less than the last lap either. But it got 1/10 of a second more. So when they start coming towards us now, you'll see Nalakawi on the frame. Just going around the corner there, you'll see him. That's him hopping through. So Kalmsey actually did seem to gain a little bit in these first. He's flying quite hard. He's gone single double because he went too quick on the first part. Couldn't get the run up and do it double single. It's kind of an interesting option, that one, isn't it? If you get a really good run through the sweeping left, you can just give it some and do it as double single. Otherwise, you have to just hop and then drive. And the lead came down by 1/10 of a second there between the 3rd and the 4th. Hampersberg is losing around about 3/4 of a second per lap to Leonardo Valente, who now has a lead of 11 seconds as he completes his 27th lap. And the all-white car, the orange wing, which obviously gets us excited, thinking it's Hampersberg. It's not. Can't really do a particularly good job of getting past him either, and lost 9/10 of a second to Michael Nalakawi. Another lap completed by Valente, a 39.3. Everyone's backed off from their best laps. I'm sure as the cars get a little bit tired and the tyres lose their ultimate edges to all the pins and the blocks. But Kamsi still in fourth, and really, you know, apart from an early flourish when he was a bit higher, there's not been much more than that for him. Let's see if we can move forward a couple of seconds to Nalakawi and see how he's going. That lead between, the gap between the two of them has been quite consistent between 1 and 2 seconds for the past, well, 2 or 3 minutes. Let's move forward one. So Nalakawi, who's dealing with back mark as well as everything else, that time round, that was his best lap, 38.9. So his best lap of the race, Nalakawi, there, just we came to the end of it. That's a very lucky spin, and he just rolled out and then carried on going. For the fastest part of the track. Through the patio section, the patio hairpin. A little hop onto the infinity jump, after infinity tabletop. Scoops to the left. There's a double, single. Slides down the grate. So it's still Valente, whose lead now is 15 seconds, and he's just in the fastest lap by anyone of the race so far, which is a 38.216. To give you an idea, Hampus Berger 39.6, so 1.4 seconds lost there, but still that was faster than Nalakawi, who is on camera at the moment and actually lost quite a big chunk of time to Kamsi in the last one, but he's still got that lead, that weird by 1.5 second lead, 1.3 second lead. He seems not to be, almost like there's a force field preventing Kamsi getting close to 1.5 or 1.3 seconds. Go around again, and then the lap's complete, and Nalakawi 39.5, 39.7 for Kamsi, so then it goes back out to 1.4 seconds. Berg's lead is 7.5 from these two. And Smau tries to help the leaders, or the faster cars, navigate the back markers. So after Kamsi, it's Andreas Meyer, then Andre Kasper, Albert Neuth, Mark Heim, Marco Quaglia, he's in 9th, Philip Weiser, Adam Ficker in 11th, Chris Hubert dropped out in 12th, and then Gerd Pfeiffer and Ulrich. And Franz Ulrich are bringing up the rear. Franz Ulrich having a problem at the moment. I think he's maybe out after 1:42 lap. Oh dear, that wasn't a very polite way of going past. I think it wasn't much you could do about it, because you kind of need people to help you to get out of the way. Oh, that's Andres Marr having a lap put on him. So what has happened to Berg? Berg had a massive problem in the last lap, a minute run. So Berg off camera has had a bit of a disaster. So let's find the white car of Hampus Berg, just about to go over start finish. Interestingly, he's got the leader right behind him now. He's now about to be lapped by Valente. That isn't Valente, that's someone emerging. I think that's Gerd Pfeiffer emerging from the pits very fast. But Berg had a 1 minute lap. I don't know what happened, why he had a 1 minute lap. But now he tries to nudge his way out. But Berg had a 1 minute lap, off-camera problems. So it wasn't time for another stop. And if it was, the stop would still be a 48, not a 1 minute. Valente actually did stop for fuel. I think actually what happened, I think that was Berg made a fuel stop and must have flamed out. So I think Berg made a fuel stop and flamed out. And therefore had to be restarted. And that's why he had a 1 minute lap, which has dropped him down behind both Peli Kamsi, who's now managed to ping himself into second, and Michael Nalakawi, who's had another bad long pit stop. So Nalakawi's got problems. You should lose about 6-7 seconds. Nalakawi lost 12 and Berg lost 20. in the pit stop. So the pit stop cycle there, that's about the halfway, effectively the halfway house pit stop cycle has really favoured Pele Kumsi, who's managed to get past both Berg and as Nanakawa moments. So that dead car, which we just saw Hampus Berg go past, that was Nanakawa. So Berg moves into third after Nanakawa. So now the mistakes are happening. Now they were out now for 25 minutes, and the mistakes are starting to happen, and it's affected both Nanakawa. Berg has a technical issue. Kumsi now has a lead over Berg of 8 seconds. Almost entirely, well, no more than entirely earned from the issues that Berg had in the last fuel stop. Now, Valenti's lead over Kumsi is still 24 seconds, which is contingent with problems for the other two being Berg and Nanakawa. Andres Meyer, just so you know, is currently running in 5th, but he's half a minute behind Michael Nanakawa in 4th. Four cars on the lead lap at the moment, and Nanakawa is going to be off the lead lap very soon. So into the last 20 minutes of the RC2 endurance final. Now, for us to work out the overall RC2 champion, we have to take the results of the previous race, which was yesterday's sprint race, and then we're going to aggregate the two. Now, there is an issue for our man running second, Pele Kumsi, in that he broke down in that and came dead last. So an aggregate for last and second is still not going to get him that far up the field. He's probably going to have him up more than 5th or 6th overall. Berg, who was second yesterday, and running 3rd now, will almost certainly get second over with if the results are the same were, and Valenti won yesterday's heat. So there's still some mathematics and some calculation to be done prior to that. So the RC2 Euro Series. Let's see if we can find our leader, Leonardo Valente, because he's not getting much time. He hasn't had much time the entire period. Where is young Mr. Valente? Just started a lap from what I can see, so he's going to come into the hairpin quite soon. Yep, he's into the hairpin. There he's going to the patio hairpin. Thank you. Now Harry's got better eyes than me. So Valente leads. Just to explain, the RC2 Euro Series, as you can see in the top, is actually a 2-round championship encompassing this meeting here in Austria at Fairing, and also the meeting that's going to take place in Asti in the first week of August. And the winner overall of those 2 races and the points between the two of them will get a free invitation and everything else to attend an RCGP event as a wild card. So you'll actually race with your Ongaros and Ronafalks and Ogdens and everyone else. So you will become the winner of a wild card into RCGP. And what better way to prove yourself than against the best drivers in the world? Already winning one of those is Kumsi, who won a free wild card after winning RC2 in Manila. Leonardo Valenti, he appears in half the job here. He just got to get it round a few corners with the S-Works car he has. So it could be that Valente will be the favourite going into the next round, which is obviously his home country. I'm not sure where exactly in Italy Leo is from, but he will be at Asti, I'm sure, in about 2 months' time for that event. And then he could therefore win a wild card into next year's RCGP. And I had a very nice conversation with Walter Wendler, who runs the event here. He runs the track, and already they are discussing what dates the RCGP series will be here next year. It's likely we're going to kick off the series here next year, so round 1 may well be back here in Austria, and we may swing into the Far East as the last round rather than the first round in Series 2, but that's all to come as we move towards the end of, well, 15 minutes to go of this race, but we are moving towards the end of round 4 of RCGP. So we're getting to the halfway point of the championship, which Matt reminded me of a couple of minutes ago. I was quite surprised about, actually. So we've got the halfway point of the championship. Of course, there are, so we've got this next round is coming up in Asti, which is in sort of north Italy, quite near Turin and Milan. And after the Asti round, we will have a round in the good old US of A. A date to be announced, but my guess is probably early October, just because of the congested dates in September. Where September, of course, we have not only some of the Euros in the electric version of this class, but we also have apologies, that needs a cough. Not only do we have the electric Euro buggy Euros, but of course we have the World Championship for electric off-road at the Hoodie Arena, and then we have a World Championship for large-scale touring cars, which mean that either the drivers or us as the media are already pre-booked. So my guess is sometime in October, but that will be revealed, I am told, in the gap between this event and the Asti event in August. So you'll be able to know where and when the American event will be, and obviously you are over in the good old US of A. You can enter the RC2 class, as long as you haven't been in the Raw main final in the last 5 years. That's the main final, the sportsman's final, the over 40 or anything. So Nella Cowie now, as Kumsey's made a mistake and dropped way back off camera again. Kumsey may have been for the fuel stop actually, because it's a 49.5. As Valenti himself went for fuel, so Kumsey stopped for fuel earlier, I think, and therefore he has dropped down behind Michael Nalakawi and Hampus Berg. Well, best part of a lap down. Hampus Berg is just about to go on the start-finish reverse. So if you get the white car, Berg going around start-finish now. There we go. Because the flash of white ahead of him, or colour ahead of that, is Nalakawi, because they've now swapped round again. And Nalakawi is just about ahead of, if you look at it now, Nalakawi is hairpin now, Berg hairpin now. So that's the different distance on the track. It's 1.5 seconds. Nalakawi uses 1.5 second force field at Hampus Berg rather than Pele Kumsey. Valenti continues to lead, of course. That lead edging out towards a lap. Not the but these two are now right together with little minor mistakes. So the Nalakawi and Berg will be fighting this one out as they go round the corner. One stops for fuel. Let's carry on with Berg, carry on with the car that's going round. So Berg doesn't stop for fuel, and Nalakawi does. That will drop him back behind Kumsey, and the question is, I think they've all got themselves very much out of fuel synergy. They're all on slightly different strategies. Really, whether Berg is saving a stop, or will have to come in the next couple of laps and therefore go back to where he was before. Nalakawi. He should be behind Kumsey, but let's find out if he is. Oh. I'm just wondering whether this time he had, again, a fueling problem. Until we actually get to the tick and we can see what's going on. Yeah, Kumsey's got a good lead on Nalakawi. Kumsey that time round 41. Nalakawi trundles round and scores a 55. Yeah, again, these fuel stops are very, very long. There's a little problem every single time, and that's costing him very dearly. So, back in a situation where no one's particularly close to anyone. Because whilst they went into the pits together, 17 seconds extra it took for Nalakawi, went past pits together, has dropped him a long way behind Hampus Berg. Oh, that doesn't help. Getting involved, I think it was Fickery, I think he got involved with. Right, and so Nalakawi's, okay. I will do 4 pirouettes, 2 turnovers, and a backwards step double Salco, down on wheels and carry on going. So let's see if we can just hop up to Hampus Berg, who just started a new lap, the all-white car. He should be coming into the hairpin now. Yep, there he goes. Thanks, Gary. Not Gary, Harry. Where did Gary come from? So Berg, more interested really in fuel strategy here with 10 minutes to go, because everyone, I think, needs to make one more stop. Because certainly the other guys can all reach the end. They only stopped a few laps ago. They certainly get within 7-8 minutes. So I think Berg actually has a genuine lead here as he comes in the next couple of laps. I think he will. I think he may well have shorted one stop. And that's why he suddenly found himself with a gap over Nalakawi and Kamsi. Kamsi back 11 seconds now, really not having a great run. Leonardo Valente possibly now has set himself a target of lapping everybody, which he has the possibility of doing. He's not that far a lap off Hampersburg, judging by the progress meter I have there, how far around the lap they are estimated to be, provided they run a clean lap. This Gerd Pfeiffer has a spectacular roll right next to Berg, and Berg does come in. So Berg has come in with 9:40 to go. So it makes it that Berg has been running 10 minutes, which is a surprise because this is a thirsty track. So he ran 10 minutes. So he doesn't need to splash. This is going to be interesting. But Kamsi should be close. He dropped back to 12 seconds. So it won't be that close. So Berg will come out still with 7 or 8 seconds of safety in second. Which we'll see as he comes around and the start finish now. So yeah, 46.2, which is a good stop, a good lap with a stop. Just goes to put into perspective the issues Michael Nalakali was having with a 55-second stop, and of course Hampers himself with a 1 minute stop earlier. Possibly they're running very close, probably ran out of fuel, perhaps they're running very close on time with this 10-minute run. Ooh. So Pele comes, is only it's 5 seconds behind Hampers here. 7 seconds behind him is Michael Nalakawi. Andreas Meyer is the best part of a lap behind Nalakawi. He's only 37 seconds behind Nalakawi, and he's doing 39-second laps. He's in 5th. We've lost Albert Neuth. Franz Ulrich is a little bit off the pace. And the rest are doing what they can do. Alan Fikri, for you fans of the Malaysian, running in 9th. 7.5 minutes to go. With Hampersburg with a 7-second lead over Pele Kamsi. Let's drop back to Pele. He's green and white car. She's about 7 seconds behind this. I'm not sure we can all time 7 seconds. That's not him. We'll wait on the bridge like an angry troll waiting under the bridge there to attack the car. If it ever comes round. No, he's fooling us now. That's Andreas Meyer you've got there. Nalakawi's got past Kamsi. The Kamsi must have stopped for fuel this lap. Here he is. Hence the reason it was so long. That was him. Left. So Kamsi had a long one there, 56. He's had a bad stop as well. So he now drops into 4th, but a long way ahead of Meyer in 5th. As Pfeiffer puts the brakes on. So I don't think he's going to go down as one of Kamsi's favourite races. He's had nothing but problems. Not being able to put it on the island. And much as we expected him to kind of repeat the form he had in the Philippines, he's had obviously a disaster in the first final yesterday when his car developed a driveline issue after a lap and a half, and he ended up being dead last. And here, this is it. He's not really shown the ability to put the laps together. I'm pretty certain he'd be quite pleased to see the back of the fairing circuit, because it's not suited him whatsoever. luckily, there was a massive gap between Andreas Meyer. So his second bad lap in a row didn't do him any harm, but he is 18 seconds in Narakowski. Hampusberg remains on the lead lap. Let's see if we can pick up Narakawa again. He's a good way ahead of Combs. See if I can see. I think he's just going onto the. Yeah, I think he's just coming through the patio section now, about to hop up onto the main. So he's going with the triple now, I think. Yeah, he's snapped flat landing the triple this one. So that should be Narakawa in third. Quite a lonely run. With 5 minutes left of this 45-minute fun, which, you have to be really honest, has not exploded into life. Valenti made a little bit of a slow start to pull away, but has since ground the opposition down with a relentless power to just put a lap a half second ahead of anybody in quite easily. Hampusberg has been going well. Had that one issue at one pit stop, which dropped him back to fourth, but he's now driven his way back to second. Narakawa gets away again with a spectacular roll, a drive roll there. Michael Narakawa looking, I think he'll be pleased with third. That's how it ends in 4 minutes' time. And he has got a very, very big lead over fourth place Pele Kamsi, the winner in the Philippines, who I don't feel he'll be very happy whatsoever with the outcome of this, the endurance final for round 2 of RC2 Europe. Not what he would have wanted, not what he would have hoped, and not what we really would have floated his boat. But while he's fourth in this one, the actual end result has been worse than that, because of course he's going to aggregate it with the score from yesterday's short final, where he was actually dead last. So, oh, there's Narakawa upside down. He's got something for a long time for Kamsi to pick him up though, but still possible with 3 minutes left, or 3:20. Another mistake. This is not going to go down as a great lap in the history of Narakawa. What's it actually been? 2 accidents. He's done it in a 48. So Kamsi now actually only 3 seconds behind. So what's happened is that Michael's heard me say that not much happening in this race. He decided to make it interesting for the last couple of laps and see if we can have a bit of a battle for the bottom step of the podium in this half race, but not the podium overall. Narakawa complete another lap. Did that one in 39.9, and he was a few tenths faster than Kamsi. So Kamsi really doesn't have the ground speed at this point. Now, the tyres will be quite worn, the brains will be quite warm. It's a hot day out there, so fatigue is going to play a part for both the car, the tyres, the engine, and also for the driver. There's a lot of driving in RC2. There are a lot of minutes on track, and that's one of the big things about RC2. You get a lot of track time, and they have certainly had that. Let's see if we can find our leader, who I would think is coming up to, yep, he's going around the penultimate corner now. Valentini will be coming past us. Oh, there he goes, underneath the marshal, who has marshalled, Kamsi marshalled, yep, see Marshall Kamsi, and that was a lap put on Kamsi by Valente. That's not in any way what Pele wants to see. There will be a press conference for these guys at the end of the day. So we'll record that, you'll be able to see their opinions. As Valente now, with 1 minute and 10 seconds to go, has absolutely dominated this race and, in fairness, this event. I think it's the penultimate time. We'll be back taking these parts of the track. Berg remains second. Now Cowie remains third. Kalmsey remains fourth. Meyer remains fifth. Andre Gaspar remains sixth. Markheim seventh. Marco Quaglia is eighth. Adam Furkey is ninth. Philip Weiser is 10th. So as the final buzzer goes here for the RC2 final, the endurance race, just over the bridge and around a few corners, Leonardo Valenti will take the victory and take the overall for this two-legged championship over the weekend here at Fairing. Valenti absolutely superb all weekend. The S-Works New Edge driver has dominated this event, putting in some very impressive lap times. Well on ahead to Hampersberg as well. Came back from a disappointing set of qualifiers yesterday. And I'm sure Michael Nalco will be very happy as well. The disappointed man is Pele Kalmsey. Not only not a good result in this one, but also issues, of course, yesterday, which means he is a long, long way, but even further down in the overall field. Well, that is the end of RC2, and we will come back very, very shortly with the hour-long RCGP Round 4 final here from Fairing in Austria.